Cold War 1947 through 1981. The Cold War was a state of geopolitical tension after World War II between powers in the Eastern Bloc and the Soviet Union and its satellite states and powers in the Western Bloc.
Space race 1950s through the 1975s. The Cold War political and military rivalry was matched by the so-called space race. The US and the Soviet Union struggled to outdo each other in the space exploration technology and milestone. Who was involved? The space race refers to the 20th century competition between two Cold War rivals, the Soviet Union and the United States, for supremacy in the space flight capability. Neil Armstrong was an American astronaut and the first person to walk on the moon. He was also an aerospace engineer, test pilot, and university professor. Events happening. When the Russians launched the Sputnik, it amazed and worried the rest of the world, and this is what started the Apollo lunar project.
Apollo. In 1955, the United States was intending to launch an artificial satellite for the International Geographic.
When and where did it happen? The meeting between the president and other U.S. officials took place on October 15, 1957. The space race started in the 1950s and ended in 1975. Why is this significant to understand? The U.S. was especially worried because if the Russians could launch a rocket into space, then they could sure launch a nuclear weapon at us. The Soviets won the first round when they launched Sputnik 1 in 1957. Later in 1969, the U.S. landed the first human on the moon.
How does it fit into the narration of the Cold War? The U.S. wanted to see who can get more equipment up in space, and the U.S. also wanted to spy on Russia from up in space. Why was it important to win? It was important to win because it would show the world which country had the best science, tech, and economic system, and also because the military could use this to research rockets.
The National Aeronautics and Space Race Administration. NASA was founded on July 29, 1958, 58 years ago. Because of the space race, the U.S. continued to explore space, and this is when NASA sent over a rover to Mars. The rover drove 4.8 miles, more than 12 times the goal for the mission. In 2006, the rover returned with 1,024 images. Maybe next they'll send a man.